Alright, so this week I wanted to talk about something near and dear to my heart, which is anxiety management. So I personally developed a bit of anxiety starting when I was in college because I was routinely taking 18-19 credits a semester. I was also doing my own research, trying to get that all together and helping a friend with her PhD, like a little side project, which, I mean, totally worth it looking back. That got published, but it's kind of stuck with me since, which is kind of unfortunate. So if I'm really stressed out, I can't stop thinking, I overthink, or I procrastinate, I think about stuff I shouldn't be thinking about, and by that I mean I'm off task, being distracted. I will get, if it's really bad, I'll get actually nauseous, but social interaction, especially at the farmer's market, if I'm having a bad week, sometimes I have to take motherwort, which I'll get to later, but I'll have to take motherwort to just take it all down a notch. So I just wanted to share some stuff with you guys about what I found to be really effective in reducing that. So I still have the same amount of stress as I want to say I still have the same amount of stress as I did in college, because I'm functionally working 2 or 3 jobs, depending on how you look at it. I work at a vineyard, and I work for a friend's farm, and I also have my own farm. So I'm just trying to juggle all of that. And I mean, I don't make a lot of money, so there's some money, financial stress tied into that. And just, I have a dog. I love her. But she also adds to the stress. At least with Willa, she's pretty great at stress relief. She's totally a cuddler, and she's really great. But anyways, onwards. So here are probably top 10, but not actually 10 probably, but just what I found to be most helpful as kind of a holistic anxiety management. So the very first one, and this is what everyone tells you, everyone starts with, you have to get enough sleep, you have to get enough water, and you have to have a decent diet. So try, you should aim for 8 hours of sleep a night, at least 6. Everyone's different, so everyone, you naturally sleep a little more, or you naturally sleep a little less, and you're fine, so you need to figure out what's best for you and try to stick to that. You also need to drink water. So this is something I'm actually terrible at. So I found, this is just water with lime juice in my favorite Yeti container. I like water with a little something in it. Mind you, being dehydrated is actually sent me to the hospital in early October because I was dehydrated and I accidentally took too much aspirin because I was sick and had a migraine, and it sent me to the hospital with extreme abdominal pain. So drink your water. And then diet, I mean, I have to say I'm really lucky. I work on a farm, so I have access to really great produce pretty much year round. But just don't fall for junk food, guys. Figure it out. There's little steps, even if you don't make a lot of money, there are little steps you can take to eat better. There's always a healthier option along with this. Sometimes there's stuff your diet can't provide enough of what you need, just because everyone's body different. I know for me, so I find this hilarious. Despite being a farmer and working outside almost all day, I'm still vitamin D deficient, so I take this really awesome, I'm not sponsored or anything, I've just started taking this last week, this liquid vitamin D3, but just I've been taking it the last week, and I've noticed such a difference. This morning and yesterday morning was the first time in months where I've woken up, feeling refreshed and ready to go. So if you need, figure out if you're missing anything in your diet, and if you need to supplement, it's fine. And if anyone judges you, because I won't lie, I used to be one of those people who was totally anti-supplement, but now I'm just sometimes you need some help, and that's fine. So my next tip is improve your time management. So procrastinating, while it helps in the end, it never helps when you're it's down to crunch time and you have all these bills due at the same time every month, and your car insurance and your health insurance. It doesn't help. So you can pick up a cheap agenda, make sure, just make a list, make sure that you can see what you need to do. That alone can help. I do weekly to-do lists, and I have here, I call it a bullet binder. It's kind of a cross between a life binder and a bullet journal, which I find really works. It keeps me super organized. I know at a glance what I need to do at any time. So yeah, just stay on top of your stuff, and I will be right back to let my dog in. Back. And she's gonna prance around like a fool and try to eat my lime. Anyways, so yeah, time management. Okay, next, something that really helps is physical activity. Most people do not get enough exercise. Anything really helps. I found when I was living in California, I'd go on little walks. We had access to these trails to the woods and these oak savannas, and I would just go on a walk in the afternoon for like 10 to half an hour minutes, 10 to 30 minutes. And that really helped my stress levels. It helped take down the numbers of times when I felt like I was going to have a panic attack. If you feel like you need to get a gym membership and go to the gym once or twice a week, I'm sure that would also help. I like to do yoga when I remember and have time. But walks are my favorite, and it's helpful that I have Willa now because she needs to go on walks, and it's really great. And then yeah, the next thing, which kind of ties into that, and I'll go more into depth with this in a later video, but it's called forest bathing. And I feel like this is something that's fairly intuitive for anyone who's lived near a forest or woods. But if you've never done it, it's just going for a walk in the woods and just breathing in the things, breathing in the good stuff. And it's actually, they've shown it in studies in Japan that it does lower stress levels. So forest bathing, if you live near like a wooded park or some state land or like a nature preserve, just go there and check it out. Like even just once a month I think would be really helpful for a lot of people. So yeah, forest bathing. And then the next one after physical activity, I would say, is keeping a gratitude journal. So when I have a bad day and I'm just like, everything is too much, I'll look back in my gratitude journal, and it's actually here in my bullet binder. It's hardly a journal, it's just this little list of stuff that I'm grateful for as it comes up. I usually try to add one a day, but sometimes I'll add 3, so it's not that big of a deal. Because this is a personal notice, and I feel like I've read that it's actually a thing, but it always seems like it's so much easier to remember the hard times and like the bad days and bad stuff that happens than it is to remember like the good things. So writing it down definitely helps. You can look back on it. And then there's also, hey, stay down. I have to go take care of this. There's this meditation, hey, lay down. This meditation I read about a couple days ago where, you think back to a time when you were, like, a really happy occasion. You focus on the feeling, and you, like, bring that in, and you infuse, like, every cell of your body with that. And then you think to, like, the day, so you can do this at the end of the day or the beginning, so you can think about yesterday or whatever, and just think of something that you're grateful for. Remember how it felt, and just, the important part of this meditation is, like, visualizing how you felt infuse your entire body. So you start off with that super happy memory, and then a moment of gratitude, and then you move on to something like a second thing that you were grateful for that happened this past day or yesterday or whatever, and you just fill your entire body with it. And then you do that a third time, and you just like hold it in, just meditate on it for few minutes or so, and then just go about your day. I've been doing this the last couple of days, and it's really nice. I start the day in a better mood. My nose is running. It's really helpful. So gratitude, super nice. And then the next one is, I'm actually, after I film this, I'm going to film a full video about this next, because it can get a little complicated, but working with herbs. So I'm an herbalist. You can definitely find pre-made teas and stuff like relax teas, or I love Sleepy Time by Celestial Seasonings with a bit of hops infused honey in the evening. Definitely helps me go to bed earlier. But I do have some favorite herbs for dealing specifically with anxiety, such as like lemon balm or Malavian balm, California poppy, motherwort, lavender rose. But I will do another video after this specifically talking about those plants and how I use them. So they're definitely helpful. So stick around, I'll probably post it next week. And then deep breathing. So this is I think the most important. I mean, it's important every day. Like, you should always, when you inhale, if you put a hand on your stomach, you should feel your hand move out. Like, let go of body worries. You're gonna look like not skinny or whatever. But that's the proper way to breathe, because you're working your diaphragm. You're not chest breathing. It causes tension in your chest and you're kind of holed up. And I've found, especially when I'm about to have a panic attack, I just kind of get locked up. I'm not breathing right. So what I do is I actually go into, if you don't know this yoga pose, it's really simple. Just lay down, put your hands below your shoulders, push up. You can go all the way, if you go all the way up, I usually just have my head facing forward. But if you go all the way up and like push your arms all the way up, like your hips are almost off the floor, that's called upward facing dog. And just deep belly breaths, because I don't know how it is for other people, but my natural inclination if I'm having a panic attack is to like curl up under the covers. And whenever I do that, it always lasts forever. Like, I'm down there, I'm like out for the afternoon. But if I do that stretch and at least the deep breathing, I can usually like breathe myself out of one, which is really good, especially if it's at a time of day where like I have something to do in an hour, or I really need to go do errands. It's just really helpful. So yeah, that. And then last one, kind of, I don't know, I feel like I should have mentioned this earlier, especially when talking about procrastination, is staying tidy. This one is so important. Like, I spent like 2 hours cleaning my trailer this morning, and I feel so much better. Like, I know where everything is. I don't need to like spend hours looking for this paper or whatever. And also, it's like, it's clean. It just feels nice. So if you've been feeling anxious, look around you. Is your car a mess? Is your apartment a mess? Is your bedroom a mess? Is your purse a mess? Just take a little bit. Even if you don't have time to do it in one big burst, do it in like 15 minutes every day. Just every day, take 10-15 minutes, clean everything you can. And then set a timer, stop when it goes off, and just wait for the next day. It helps so much. I feel like a new human. But yeah, so those are my tips for holistic anxiety management. Just sleep, drink water, eat good foods, don't procrastinate, figure out a way where you can manage your time better, be active, go on forest walks if you live someplace with trees, or I didn't think of this earlier, but maybe just have a little plant inside that you can just sit with. It won't be the same, but there's definitely something nice about being with plants. Keep a gratitude journal, herbal supplements as needed, and I'll post a video about that next week. Just a reminder, so stick around. Breathe deep, stretch, and stay tidy. Those things, I've done them, I do them, I've been doing them for years, and they make such a difference. So, yeah. I hope this helps. Let me know in the comments below if it helped you, or if you have any other questions about this. I've been dealing it for like 10 years, so I know what I'm talking about. Yeah, and I'll see you guys next week with the Herbal Herbs for Anxiety video. So, thanks!